Hello, Watcham here, and welcome back to some more Higurashi When They Cry. Let's continue. If I had to die like that, I could win at dice games against anyone, so I immediately wanted to make it. Yes, that's right. I haven't released that yet, so I don't know what explanations anyone's come up with, if anyone has. Finally, I entered cram school. There were only 4 students in the class they put me in, which was called Select. It was the highest class, and some of my classmates were in lower classes. When I remembered how much better they had done at things like dodgeball and the 50-meter sprint, I felt happiness well up within me for the first time. Even if I wasn't as good at them physically, I triumphed over them in other ways. It was fun at first. The more I did, the more I was praised. My teachers at school suddenly started pampering me, and it felt good. My parents were satisfied too, and I enjoyed seeing them satisfied. The more I listened to my parents' commands, the more fun things got. That did happen, didn't it? I grinned dryly in self-depreciation. Well, no, self-deprecation. He's not depreciating. Because, well, my studious lifestyle didn't end up lasting very long. It was only at the beginning I enjoyed learning more and more. I gradually got along less with my friends. My classes were behind what I was learning in cram school, and I eventually stopped respecting the teachers, given that they could put me to sleep with their lectures. And, well, I was a disagreeable sort who bragged a lot about how much I knew, and the ways of the world wouldn't let me remain in that state of ecstasy forever. I would do as I was told, and go above and beyond their expectations, and then they praised me. I was happy with that, and the cycle repeated itself like the wheels on a bike. I thought moving forward like that was how life worked, like a bicycle. When I moved to Hinmazawa, I realized just how inadequate it was. What, Hinmazawa or wheels of a bike? Some things happened, and we started saying how moving and getting a change in atmosphere would be nice. Wait, some things happened. It sounds like you're being deliberately vague. I mean, my father. He had a place that he liked, that he'd gone to a few times to draw with nature. He started saying that he wanted to bring his atelier there. Does the father maybe have, like, a link to Hinmazawa? Maybe? Hmm. With me in blank amazement, they decided to move to Hinmazawa. And after that, I met them, didn't I? 'Cause yeah, thinking about it, it never seemed like the parents were in danger of the first 2 weeks. Like he was safe as long as the parents were there and all. Um, hmm, I don't know. The first day after transferring here, I went to the classroom with the teacher. I thought it would seem pitiful for her to bring me in there, so I placed my hand over the door before she could, slammed it open, and set foot into the room. I'm surprised that Satake didn't have, like, the pins on the door so that he could stab himself on them. Because, yeah, Satoko. I almost forgot how mean she was. Letter. The thrilling, powerful way I opened that door was none other than my own determination to try doing my life over again. And then, within seconds, that determination took a hard counter to the pace. A blackboard eraser fell on me. Plus there was a huge rock inside. It was a supremely painful trap someone had set up. Like, come on. Sadako was already beating me right from the first day as it transferred? That frightened me. I was bewildered. The class was surprised too. I wasn't just surprised that the students in the class were all in different grades and with different genders. It was because the room felt completely different from the schools I knew. As I spent more time with him, my surprise continued to grow. This fresh sense of surprise had never left my life, even to this day. Every day was a fresh new surprise. I've never had a single boring day since coming here. The days were lively, spent with the other club members. We played Old Maid with cards and with scratches on the back to cheat. We let all our passions go wild during our games. Hang on, wait, this seems like he's setting a flag that this won't be happening again. Just gonna say, it's not gonna be the same. We went all out as regular participants in tournaments at the toy store in town, and many, many more things. Recently during those times, there was a bento competition. It was then. That's when I saw an unexpected side of Satoko. Thinking back on it, I only ate dinner with her 2 nights. It was such a sweet, gentle time spent, and it warmed my heart remembering it even now. I realized that Sadako was pretending to be stubborn and firm, and how brave she was. Part of her heart was always waiting for her Nini to come back home, and I vowed to become her Nini. Sadako may have been nagging and overly critical, but she knew how to take care of someone. Though it might have seemed like she was taking the lead, it was actually her way of depending upon another person. Even as Satoshi and Sadako's lives as siblings were confined by their uncle and his wife, they were still warm, sunny days. When did those sunny days all go wrong? What mistake was made? Lamenting tragedies of the past would do no good. I had told myself that so many times, but I did anyway. Keiichi, isn't that why you chose your own path, to take back that life? Nobody ordered you to do this. You decided it on your own. You don't deserve anyone's praise for this. You thought it all through yourself. You'll carve it out yourself, and you'll do it now. This wasn't a path I could see very far down, not like the road parents or society could offer. It was a narrow path, dark and utterly distressing, one for which the next step would always be shrouded in darkness. But that disheartening path would keep going on forever. It was an unlimited path, and there was nowhere I couldn't travel. The kind of path only available to those to imagine where they wanted to go. Don't be ashamed at breaking from a brightly lit paved road. In fact, feel proud that you found your very own path to walk. Yeah, the path of being a murderer. Yay! And I hadn't discarded the paved road either. Once I achieved my goal, I would go back to that bright road, and then I'd spend those average sunny days at my leisure. Yeah. You all know that's not gonna happen. Crush. When I next realized it, the hole had grown so deep I couldn't believe it. Did I dig all this myself?
これだけ掘れば十分じゃないか。
Put my shovel into the bottom of the hole. I would drag the body here, throw it into the hole, and cover it up with dirt. Even if it took me time to camouflage it by putting plants on top, it would all go much more easily than digging this hole had. I glanced at my watch. It was almost evening, and I hadn't realized it. I may not have felt the time passing, but digging a hole this deep must have taken quite a lot of time. I took a seat on the slanted rock nearby, and wiped the sweat from my brow. Now, once it got a little darker, I'd go get the metal bat I hid in the schoolyard. Then I'd make the call to lure him out, and then I'd do it. The number of things I needed to do to reach that moment were dwindling. I felt that moment closing in on me much more keenly than I did the passage of time. I didn't have any hesitation, but I still felt that contradiction. In other words, a hesitation. At every step in this process, I had a few chances to hesitate, to turn back, to let myself lose my nerve. Having to endure those million temptations and wait for when the time was right was an indescribably slow and painful torture. I had thought myself acting all weak because of that, but I stopped midway through. This was okay. It was fine. Everything is fine. I could detest the abnormal act of homicide as much as I wanted, and it didn't matter. I wasn't going to be a cutthroat killer after today. I would pass through this strange day and go back to the world I was in before. If I fell to the level of a psychopath who thought nothing of killing, I wouldn't be able to go back to my old life. So this was fine with me. I didn't have to feel ashamed at hesitating to kill, because I was human. It was so funny to me that I'd be the bearer of Oyoshiro-sama's curse at the same time I was aware I was human. I exhaled lightly and stood. I concealed my presence and sharpened my senses in all directions to search for anyone around but me. Okay, let's go. One step at a time. I would walk my own path, a path no one had forced me to walk.
行くぞ。前原圭一。
The cicadas made an annoying fuss. Their chorus covered up the suspicious noise of me breaking twigs underfoot. Their chorus filled the path far ahead of me, letting me know I would be alone for some time. The cicadas blessed the path I walked, encouraging me with every last ounce of strength they had. The sky was far above. In not even an hour, the veil of night would draw near and the sky would be tinted with dusk. By that time, the Higurashi would let me hear their chorus in place of the cicadas. Then, when that happened, would everything be over with? Would everything have ended? I said something along those lines when I left Sadako's fate up to a public agency. But this time was different. I would do it. I would carry it out. I would end it. It ooh 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 it would all be over very soon. Yeah, everything would end. Yes. The Higurashi cried. Wow, that was ominous. And it is turning to dusk. I'm not pressing anything here, by the way. Uh, so yeah, that surprised me. Hmm. All I pressed was the left arrow to look at the backlog, because it passed before I had a chance to say anything. There was nobody at school. I couldn't hear the playful voices of children. This was the first time I'd seen the school with such a lack of human presence. Still, I quieted my breath and looked around, not wanting to be unprepared. It had gotten darker outside, but it was almost like my eyes could see more clearly now. I made absolutely sure of my safety, then walked to the heavy construction machine I had hidden the metal bat behind. I had a tinge of worry, a premonition that someone had found the bat and hidden it somewhere else as a prank. If that happened, would I take that as an opportunity to desist? If it really wasn't there, then the sensation of chilled metal. It was still here where I left it. It hadn't run away. Satoshi hadn't run away. He'd waited patiently, not me.
待たせたな、サトシ。いよいよだが、覚悟はいいか？
Yep, he's going insane. Through the metallic touch, Satoshi grins at me in my mind. That's what I should be asking, you know. I did this last year already. You should be more worried about yourself.
上等だぜ、サトシ。目に物を見せてやろうぜ。
Satoshi's back got lighter and lighter. and fit into my hands like it was being absorbed. It didn't feel wrong to swing this. I could move it around so naturally, it was like an extension of my own right arm. Of course it felt like that. Satoshi and I were holding one bat together. Next, I would make the call to lure the man out. It wasn't a bad time for it. My friends were doubtlessly parading happily through the stalls. I hadn't considered where to make the call from. Yeah, I did think about that, because it's not like he would have a cell phone. No, only landlines. My house and Sadako's were pretty far apart. If I called from my house, I wouldn't make it. Couldn't I use the school phone? But, as I thought, the loom... Yes, they're going to make a call from a loom. You know, back in the day, every loom would have a phone in it, right? Yeah. Anyway, as I thought, the room was locked up and I couldn't get in. Shit. I'm so naive. You should have at least figured this part out. I couldn't call him. And just for that, was today all over? I'm sorry, Satoshi. Just as I cursed my own naivety, a miracle occurred. A bicycle came into the schoolyard. It was a familiar middle-aged man. The one from the Forest Service field office. Why? Wasn't today Sunday? Was he here to pick up something he forgot? Anyway, the forest officer went around back and felt around in his pocket, then unlocked the door and entered. What's he going to do? And also, what is this picture? I guess that's like wall? Feels a bit weird, but okay. Best possible coincidence, and it had to be Satoshi who saved me. The metal bat, through my contact with it, told me this was a chance I couldn't allow to slip by. The sections for the forest office and the school were neatly separated. I thought the man head into the forest office storehouse, which was so far in the back students weren't allowed into it. The door didn't match its fittings well, so it didn't close all the way, and the gap in the door opened slowly as if to lure me in. I took a deep breath and went in. I tiptoed along, silently and stealthily, and made it into the teacher's lounge. That was the only place with the phone. As I held my breath in the teacher's lounge, I heard the Forest Service officer walking back over. Then the back door clattered shut and was locked. I glanced out the window of the schoolyard and watched as the man got out on his bike like nothing had happened, and rode out the school gate. Now what is he doing, I wonder? Perhaps a conspiracy afoot? Anyway, the school once again emptied, becoming deathly silent. I waited for a bit to make sure the silence was the real deal, then reached for the telephone on the principal's desk. I fished Sadako's house phone number out of my pocket. Yes, the number in the class directory for Sadako had been the one from their house now, where she lived with her uncle. I touched the dial with my fingers, then thought for a moment about what to say exactly when he picked up. Despite how many times I'd gone over it in my head last night, now that I had my finger on the dial like this, it started to seep out of my mind like a cracked bucket leaking water. Simple would be best. More importantly, to say it straight and not sound suspicious. I counted off 3 heartbeats, then spun the dial. Ah yes, kids nowadays, they won't know what it means when he said he spun the dial. The call sound. Would Sadako's uncle pick up? Now of all times, the hope that he wouldn't pick it up, and the feeling of doom and the knowledge that I couldn't save Sadako if he didn't, whirled around in a vortex. I was considering that maybe he was at the festival, but I guess not. It was the voice of a grumpy man, like he had just woken up. He picked up. Say your name so that I know you're Hojo, you asshole. It would be terrible if I got it wrong. Made up my mind. I had all the initiative on my side. Here we go.
こちらは下根市沖宮警察です。北条さんのお宅ですか？
I was changing my voice. But did he really think I sounded like an adult? Would he believe I was the police?
はい。北条ですけど。
今、お宅のお嬢さんの北条聡子さんをこちらで保護しています。
え？聡子が？あいつ何かやらかしおりましたか？
He fell for it. I could tell by how tense he was that he didn't doubt my words.
詳しい事情はこちらにいらしてからご説明します。すぐにこちらへ来ていただくことはできますか？
今ですか？風呂に入っちゃったからあんまし表に出たかないんですがね。
What? You don't want to come because you already took a bath?
はい、今すぐです。
すぐ。せっかく。聡子のやつ何をしちゃったんですか？
詳しい話はこちらでいたします。ではお待ちしていますのでよろしくお願いします。
ああ、ちょっと俺警察署がどこかわかんないんだけど。
Does he? Or is he just trying to potentially pick out a lie?
どこよ場所？
You moron. What the hell? The Yokonomiya police station? I don't know where it is either. I'm just face palming. Aren't you from around here? Oh, he's such a fool. He's, can I just end it here for today? I can't go on with this cringe. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know any feedback you have in the comments, and until next time, see ya!